Alright, so we're good to go.
Okie dokie. Hey, hey, my beloved.
Hello.
Billings, rock. Yes, you. Oh, it's so good to see you all. I can't see you, but you can see me, and what a blessing. But I see you in my heart of hearts. I want you. So, hey, happy Father's Day. Father's Day. We're doing Father's Day. And we'll bless particular fathers, and then we'll talk a bit about fathers or parenting. I like that expand into the parenting mode. So anyway, it's also solstice. So happy solstice. This is the longest day of the year. And of course, the Christ consciousness, which we love so much, is called the spiritual sun. And so even though physically we have the biggest day, the longest day, spiritually, we're in the spiritual sun all the time. But let's celebrate it today. Let's be really clear that we are in the spiritual sun of the evolution and revolution of the divine within us. So it is so. Amen. So here we are. So it's Father's Day. All of us have had fathers, just like all of us have mothers, and all of us were children. And in that dynamic, that family circle, that unity, things went on. Some things we probably don't want to think about, and some things that bring us fond memories, and some things that we feel like were radical successes, and some things that we wish had turned out a little bit better. So we did. We're in the circle of life, aren't we? Okay. So anyway, here we are, and I want to talk about fathers a little bit. Fathers have I was reading in the latest spiritual health magazine, which used to be Unity, now Unity Fathers. Been getting awards, by the way. Worth a good read. There was an article about a Native American couple who are community builders, and they got talking about after they got married, and they worked together for quite a while before they got married, and then after they got married, they started having children. Well, once they became parents, it changed their relationship to each other, but it changed their relationship to the community of life, which every new generation represents. So I'm actually going to work from what Dave said about parenting, because they were very particular about it. And the dad, he said, my job, he said, is to sing and to play with my children, to be present to them. Okay, be present to them. But most importantly, I am here to help them understand what their identity as sacred beings is. Now, don't we wish our culture started teaching our children from the very get-go that their identity is as divine beings? Mm-hmm. I wish I had learned it a little more directly. It started with indirect, being in the Methodist Church, but it was clear that there's something spiritual about being a human being. And in this gentleman's take on it, definitely his job as a parent was to be present and to help his children recognize the power and the presence of the divine in them, as them, and around them. See, that's something we can learn from our indigenous brothers and sisters is that the amount of reverence and immediate presence that they have for the divine. It's a good thing, isn't it? Here we live in Montana, I mean, we've got a lot of nature around us. We have a lot of wonder and awe, and we gotta realize that it's all divine. And you divine. He's been doing the work for a long, long time. So the gal, she said, you know, here I am, a mother, I've carried these children in my body, and now they're out, and each one of them is unique and has their own path. And I need to be clear about that and help them achieve that, and that they are the next generation. So I keep thinking about the future, about the ongoing, generation after generation, and to help them learn how to master the world, how to feel worthy in it, and how to master the world. Well, when we were born, we came about, and we have all been mastering the world. I mean, that's just the way it is. One way or the other, we've been mastering the world. And in our present culture, dominant culture, there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of finding things what's wrong with things. But bless our hearts that even as an adult now, we sit in this place where we can claim the good of the world, our divine identity. My dad, he was one of the hardest working people I've ever met. And when I was a little kid growing up, he worked into the night every day. He was working at founding insurance companies, and so he'd work into the night, and he'd work during the weekends. And every once in a while, he'd take my brother and I to work with him on the weekends so that he could be present to us a bit. Because usually we were ready for bed by the time he got home. And he was gone before we woke up in the morning. So we didn't see a lot of my dad in the early years. And then when I was about 7 and I started waking up spiritually, my dad enrolled my brother and I into what is called serving your community. And he began finding ways that we could be present in our community, being of service. But he himself, he was now working, we lived near Lansing, Michigan, and he worked 60 miles away in Detroit, Chrysler Corporation. And I saw him, he got home late Friday night, so I got to see him a bit on Saturday, and then we churched all day on Sunday, and he was gone in the afternoon on Sunday, back to Detroit. That went on for years. Then he moved closer to home, and he got a job as a bank vice president in our town. But he sold insurance and real estate at night. And so again, and on weekends, and again, my dad was an image in my mind, but he was not often present for me as a human being, because that's how it was panned out. But it was okay, because he instilled in me an identity that I was to be in service to my community and in service to God, or the divine. And he showed it by example that he was in service. Now, he was making a living. That was his service, but he was serving people. He was the treasurer of the church. He ran the pledge drives every year. He was the head of, every time we expanded the church, he was the head of the guys getting the money for that expansion. So he was dedicated and in service. Always. But an example. Now, my own kids, if you ask them about my fathering, they're going to tell you that I was often out serving my community rather than hanging out with them. So, kind of kept it going, eh? But you know what happened to my kids? They all came into a place of presence with their children. So they broke the chain a little bit. They're all in service, but they're present for their kids as well. What a great thing that is. So we can always shift. And however you were parented by your physical parents, they did the best they could. And they taught you things that you probably still don't even realize they taught you. And there are things that they taught you about stuff that you don't want, that change you want to break, or the habits you want to let go of. Those are important lessons, friends. My dad asked me when he was in his 70s, he said, you know, I don't think I was a very good parent. And I said, well, Dad, you know, there are things you did that were good, that I saw as good, and I follow in their example. And there were things that you did that I didn't think were very good, and I do my best to not do those things. And so guess what? Which lesson was the most important one? Well, we can't say. They're both equally important. We learn from all kinds of challenges and the ifs and whatnots. Could I have wished that my dad was around more often? Well, sure. But because he was in a sense driven to be out in the world providing service to people, would I also want to think that I should have selfishly wanted more of him so that they could have less? I can't answer that for us. I can't answer it for myself. I have to accept that that's how it was and make the best of it. However you were parented, there is a gift to accepting that that's how it was and making the best of it, and learning from the good stuff and learning from the not so good stuff. When I was 36, I met my spiritual father, Charles McWilliams. He was the international lead therapeutic person in anthroposophy, Waldorf education writ large. There's an organization behind Waldorf education. It's one branch of what's called the anthroposophical movement, spiritual side. And Charles was just a beamer. He was such a sweet guy, and he was present for me. We lived in a monastery together, he and his wife, and the four of us that were called to be their primary students. And we lived in a monastery, and I could go knock on his door at 3 in the morning, and he'd get up and he'd sit down with me. So you see, he was quite the difference from my physical dad, my dad Reinhold, who wasn't around much. And Charles was around anytime you wanted him to be around. Well, honey, sometimes that's the way it is. So in our physical lives, sometimes people are more present because they can be present in our presence, and sometimes they have to be away working in Detroit so that they're not as present. So it is. But when it comes to the spiritual aspect, our divine parent, the holy divine source of who we are, male and female, father and mother, that divine parent is present to us all the time. Just as I could go knock on Charles's door at 3 in the morning, I can knock on the divine parent's door at 3 in the morning. I knocked on it this morning getting ready for this sharing with you. I went in and bought flowers for our Father's Day service here in Bozeman, and guess what? There it was. The divine parenting, that reinforcement of my identity as a divine being living in a divine family, in a unity, divine Father, divine Mother, divine Child, in the unity of that whole divine enterprise, this thing called life. There it is. And it's in Albertsons when I bought my apple fritter for noshing on before we got to joining with each other. The flowers that I bought, I love, they're they're carnations. Carnations last a long time, which is one of the benefits of them. Boy, carnations are a thing to behold, I'll tell you. And I got pink ones today. I don't know why. They were the best ones in the store. Pink it is. Divine guidance. I go in to buy, I knew I was looking for carnations, but I didn't know what color I would find. And there they were, and they were pink. And I went, okay, Father, Mother God, okay, divine presence and power, pink it is. And they will be blessed, they will be cared for, and they will be gifted out for everybody who comes today as a remembrance of the fathering aspect of life. The thing that says, I am going to encourage, reinforce, bring to mind your divine identity. My dad had assigned me. He thought my brother and I were going to go into insurance with him, and so he had assigned us that Zemke and Sons. That never got used. My brother became a house painter, serving. He worked for the state, rehabilitating delinquent youth through teaching them how to paint. And me, I was an artist, but I became an art therapist. Walter Fitz, ultimately a unity minister, but when I was, because my dad never understood about me being an artist. He just did father. And it wasn't until I was 32 years old. I came back from Europe. I was waiting for my Romany gypsy engaged beloved to get all the paperwork we had to get her back here to America so that we could get married. So I lived with my dad for a few months while that went on. And one night I said to him, I said, I have 400 slides of my artwork. Would you like to see them? And he said, sure. So we sat for hours looking at all this artwork. And he finally turned to me and he said, I finally understand. This is your love, and you dedicated your life to it, and it bore fruit. I now understand. That changed my dad's relationship to my identity with him. You see, it's never too late to shift our identity with another human being. Even if they're no longer on the planet, I do not think that does not keep us from talking to their spiritual self, their higher self, wherever it is. If you still have some, residual stuff left over from your childhood with your parents, father or mother, I think in the patriarchal culture where fathers get overly identified with having to be perfect, that they have an issue, and rightfully so, that when you're asked to be too perfect, you're not allowed to grow. So take your physical father, or someone who helped father you spiritually or physically, or taught you a skill, and go ahead and give them thanks and release them from having to have been perfect. Because warts and all, they are perfect. But you have to accept the warts and all. That's just part of it, My dad, he didn't do well with alcohol, and when he got in that place, he became a rager, and we were all scared to death of it. Okay? Well, that's not perfect, but you know what? My brother went through alcoholism and came out the other side, and he's been sober for nearly 40 years and productive in those 40 years. I didn't do well with alcohol at all. It was like I hadn't, I was allergic to it. So we all shifted, right? We learned. Hard lessons, yes, but we learn. So, do I bless my dad? Yep, I do. I give thanks for him, warts and all. May we always so generous and blessed that we do that for our parents. They did the best they could. Let's be honest and realize that we do make mistakes and learn from them, and that they're just being human too. And let's give thanks that there's a spiritual parenting that goes on all the time. That we are in the family of the divine. That we are a maturing offspring of the divine, a child, the next generation. We're the future of the divine. And divine fathering and divine mothering are part of the way that we make sense of the world and walk it. So let's be kind, and let's be generous, and let's be forgiving, so that the divine parenting shines most vividly for us, and that anything that a physical parent ever did that we think wasn't quite up to snuff, that we can let that go best we can. So my loves, I am totally thrilled to be with you. Wish to have been with you in person, but didn't pan out that way. I'm actually, as soon as we finish this, I'll go live stream with Unity from here, and then we're doing a memorial service for our premier Buddhist leader who just passed. And he was a friend of Unity. They used to meet here. And so I get to watch his celebration of life through. How glorious it is to be able to be at one with the family of the divine, whether it's Buddhist or whether it's Native American or whether it's Unity, whether it's anything or everything. Let us be blessed. So I'm going to say, I'm going to turn you over now to your friends in Billings. They're more fun than Barrel of Monkeys. Have fun with everybody. Love you. Longest day of the year, honey. Blessed, blessed, blessed. So I love you. I just totally love you. And I behold you as the divine light, the divine Christ that you are. So I bless you till I see you soon. Okay, honey. Amen, amen, amen.
Thank you very much.
Love you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay. All right.
It was a little echoey. You don't want me to wing it?
Oh, no, we won't make you wait.
Throwing the thingies on and whatnot? Is this on, do you know? Can you tell?
It's not plugged into the thing. I would just go.
Oh, okay. Is this on? Yeah. Okay. We're all backwards today, so, you know, discombobulated. That's not it, but anyway, it's authentic. Well, that was nice getting to listen to Phil as much as we could. It was a little echoey, but we got there. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and father figures, and anyone who taught us how to be strong, how to be resilient, you know. There's lots of people in our lives that can do that for us. I guess we're gonna sing Happy Presence, know that we're, the presence is here. We're just gonna remember about it.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
If you didn't know already, our Sunday services are being live streamed. If you want to support Unity's ministry, you can donate by going to PayPal. Our URL on PayPal is unitybillings@gmail.com, or you can just go directly to our website, which is unityofbillings.org, and there's a lovely little donate button on there. Every little bit is appreciated, and if you can't donate money, we appreciate donated time, talents, or just love. We love that too. We have some announcements. Yesterday, right, there was some stuff going on in the kids' room, and it looks like progress was made because the couch is out here. So,
And we're gonna schedule another date, we just don't know when.
sure, there's a lot going on.
We got a quarter of it done, that joint compound didn't go quite as far as we thought it would.
Gotcha, that's how it works
But it
though.
looks great.
There you
What
go.
we've done looks great.
Progress is still progress, you know, we'll take it. So in case that didn't come through on the mic for the people in YouTube land, we are scheduling another day for working in the kids' room. We just don't know when yet. Obviously, it's summertime. People are busy. Everybody's got stuff going on. Today at 6:30 p.m. That's today. I haven't looked at a calendar all day.
Yep.
At 6:30 p.m. today, there's a summer solstice sound bath, which if you haven't been to one of those, highly, highly recommend. It is such a beautiful event. It's hard to describe how really calming and centering that is. It's so lovely. So highly recommend that. We're still doing food collection downstairs, and we're going to be doing that ongoing for family services. So if you have cans languishing in your cabinet, as most of us do, definitely bring those in so they can go to someone who needs them and wants them. Our meditation room is available 9:30 a.m. on Sundays before services, and then on Monday and Tuesday evenings from 7 to 8 p.m. And that is right as you come in the front door, turn right in, right. And it is a lovely room. It's very serene, it's very calm. If you want a really nice space to meditate, that's a great option. And then I do have one more announcement that's not on the thing. And I keep forgetting to mention it. It's okay. I made sure that I had it ready to roll here. So on the 26th, which is next Friday, there is going to be a crafty group downstairs headed by me. The whole point is for people to get together and do something fun and creative without screens. So if you have an art project that you're working on, or that you want to get started on and you just haven't had a reason to, or if you've got nothing going on and you just want to come hang out, I will have some art supplies that I'll provide as well. So come hang out for like an hour and a half and play and talk to people in real life. Yay! That's the whole point.
When is that?
Next Friday at 6:30. Yeah. I just put it away. So.
Leslie, is that gonna be every month?
I'm gonna try for every month. Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be like.
The last Friday.
The last Friday of the month?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Because I can't come this Friday, but I'll come next month.
No worries. By then, I'll kind of know what I'm doing. Maybe. You know.
It's okay, we don't care.
Good. I was counting on that. So our June speakers, obviously, today was Reverend Phil Zemke, and that was wonderful. On the 28th, we have Reverend Edie Weigel talking about resilience. On the July 4th weekend, there won't be any services because everybody will be doing stuff for the 4th. And then on the 12th, we will have Reverend Edie Weigel again, and that will be potluck Sunday too. So, you know, it's always a good time. There's always tons of food, so even if you don't bring some, come eat some, please. And now we'll have the Unity song with David Freeman.
your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are
It's always so nice. And Robin has the best pictures for us up there. I'm gonna light the Christ candle now, and it is a physical representation of the Christ light within all of us and within our service. And then,
Just read it, sorry.
what? Don't confuse me, Robin. It's okay. Now we're backwards.
No, we're all backwards.
It's been backwards all day. It's
Just
okay.
read the word.
That's okay. So the daily word today is world peace. My loving thoughts, words, and actions contribute to world peace.
Nope, that's the one.
It's not world peace. It's a blessing for fathers. We'll get there. It's all right. I celebrate fatherhood and bless all fathers today. Today I bless my father and give thanks for the part he played in my life. I also bless those who showed me fatherly love, who taught and guided me, who led by example by demonstrating the divine attributes of strength and wisdom. The love and support I received from all the father figures of my life helped me become the person I am today. I'm grateful for these special ones who saw my potential and encouraged me to reach high and pursue my dreams. I'm also thankful to them for the encouragement they provided during times of disappointment and discouragement. I bless the world's fathers and pray they know the support and guidance they have so lovingly shared with me. The righteous walk in integrity, happy are the children who follow them. Proverbs 27. And then we're here now for our Unity Foundation principle.
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
And then our lovely Unity Billings affirmation.
Through divine wisdom and grace, Unity of Billings is vibrant, healing, and inclusive.
And then we will bless the love offering.
Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
And I think we have some special music.
We're gonna Karen Drucker it.
All right.
Oh. I'm in my own little world.
Struggle bus today. That's okay. There we go.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. I wanna thank you. Wanna thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Every day I say thank you for this day.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody kind of that's good. All right, and then just let's hold the love offering in gratitude for a moment and realize that our profound gratitude, love, that gratitude is what we need, and that's what helps us to continue that cycle of divine love. And so when we bless the love offering in true gratitude, that helps. That helps it move through the world where it needs to be, and it helps direct the energy correctly. And it also opens us to receive that divine love. That way we can continue to give it away. So let's hold obviously, this already happened. We were all there. So I think it's time to circle up, circle the wagons. Yeah. Thank you everyone for being flexible today.